seat today, drone manufacturing startup Garuda Aerospace has bagged 100 crore rupees in fresh funding from venture capitalists. With this fundraise, the firm is now valued at $250 million. With this big Series B boost, Garuda is set to turbocharge its manufacturing, fast-track cutting-edge defense drones and chase global expansion, strengthening its position as a key player in India's growing drone ecosystem. Joining us now to discuss this further is Agnishwar Jayapraksh, the founder and CEO of Garuda Aerospace. Agnishwar, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. You know, congratulations on raising these funds. But how will the 100 crore rupee Series B funding accelerate Garuda Aerospace's expansion and innovation plans? How are you planning on spending the money that you've, raised?
Thank you so much for having me on. I think it is a phenomenal validation for Garuda Aerospace having bagged the 100 crores in terms of our Series B fundraise. It has been a phenomenal story over the last 4 to 5 years. I think major credit goes to the government in terms of the progressive government initiatives that they have brought in that has really enabled the entire sector to grow, not just Garuda Aerospace. We have manufactured and sold over 3,000 drones thus far. We have one of the most significant track records in terms of having served over 400 clients, almost a million flight hours. This really stands testament to the high utilization ratio, especially in the segments that we are in, which is precision agricultural drones, which has seen tremendous amount of adoption into the space. So what we intend to do with this fundraise is to focus a lot more on product development, because most times the common misconception about drones is that it is only used either as a photography or a videography tool in marriages, events and sporting events, or the other end of the spectrum in terms of the defense segment. But we have figured out ways and means how to utilize drones in disruptive and multi-billion-dollar segments like precision agriculture, Industry 4.0, mining, mapping, several other structural damage inspection and Industry 4.0 applications that increase efficiency and reduce expenses for our clients. That is the reason like major clients have started using drones. And I think we're just going to push the boundaries in terms of enhancing our products, ensuring that our tech stack is far more superior and also global expansion opportunities.
Absolutely. And speaking of clients, you serve over 700 clients, right? You just told us the kind of impact you've created for them. But if you could talk to us a little bit about the sectors that you're focused on and how is Garuda strengthening relationships with major clients like Tata, HUL, Reliance and other, government agencies?
I mean, our focus has always been the precision agricultural drone segment because we were first movers in the space. Honorable Prime Minister had launched 100 of our drones in 100 locations in 2022, post which Mahendra Singh Dhoni became a brand ambassador as well as an investor. And what we're what we're identifying and what we're addressing is the fundamental need for every single farmer in our country to save and protect his crop. Before, it used to be done by a backpack sprayer. And it was very, I would say, ineffective and resulted in a lot of crop loss. And that is the reason why precision agricultural drones have played a significant role in terms of, reducing crop loss by over 26%, also saving per acre cost by upwards of 100 to 125 rupees for the farmer, which is why they're shifting and switching to drone-based spraying of pesticides and fertilizers. But beyond that, I believe where after the COVID pandemic, there has been a forcible adoption of drones. The reason why we've amassed over 700 clients, including the Tatas, the Godrejas, the Adanis, Reliance, plenty of other industries, is because they realize that there are far more effective ways to utilize drones by adding them and with payloads like probes, sensors, magnetometers, high-powered lasers, different types of sprayers. So we have enabled these drones to be supercomputer on wings, not just merely data capturing tools. A lot of AI and ML-based analytics goes onto the drones, making it a lot more intelligent. And we have managed to make sure that these drones are creating a lot more impact on ground.
Absolutely. So creating a huge impact there on ground, you're seeing it improve, especially for agriculture and stuff like that. But you saw your, coming to the numbers, you saw your profits surging nearly 3 times last fiscal, despite a 2-fold increase in your expenses. If you could take us through how you plan to bring your expenses down and what's the target for this year and what's been driving the most demand for you?
I think Garuda Aerospace has had an amazing 4-year run. From 2021, we closed at about 2 odd crores. 21-22 we're at 15 crores, 22-23 we're at 47 crores, 23-24 we're at 109 crores, and this past year we're at 123 crores. This has been a story of relentlessness in terms of identifying different use cases in the drone sector and also the sector actually being conducive to a lot of these deep tech introductions that we have done and innovations that has followed. It is not just us, the entire industry has grown. Over 400 startups have cropped up. Plenty of them have received funding. Several of them have even gone public. So the entire sector has seen tremendous amount of growth. With respect to Garuda, we have followed a very asset-light, recession-proof, and very focused on unit economics business model. And that is the reason why we've been profitable for the last 4 years. Despite the revenue growth, we have maintained our profitability. Our gross margins over between 30 to 33%, our EBITDA margins between 20 to 24%, and PAT margins are 14 to 17%. The reason why we've been sustainable and profitable is because we don't hire and then fire. We don't go after the growth at all costs sort of business models. We are focused on fundamentally improving our product, ensuring that our technologies are beneficial and it sees a sustainable adoption over the period of time. So because of these, very simple nuances that we have followed, and it has led to success. And I believe that this year, there is going to be tremendous adoption of drones across sectors that we are in, and we are also eyeing global expansion. So we're very positive towards reaching a very high turnover as well as profitability in this year.
So no hiring and firing, no growth at all costs, been profitable, and you're looking to, you're looking at global expansion. But before we get to your global expansion plans, if you could quickly tell us, when are you looking to list on the bourses? What's the plan on that front?
Anyone I go and speak to these days, this is the question that has always been asked in terms of when Garuda is going to list. I think that from a readiness perspective, we have been making all the right moves. I can't comment on the exact date and time, but of course, we've had several rounds of discussion with investment bankers. From a readiness perspective, our restatements has commenced. We've also, indicated in terms of forming committees. We've got executive director of SEBI join as an independent director. So we're making all the right moves. But more importantly, I think fundamentally the business model, ensuring that we have revenues without having to make too much efforts, that has been the focus. So once we have a little bit of forecast in terms of consistent revenues coming in and big numbers coming in, I think we should make that final push and surge. But from a IPO readiness perspective, Garuda Aerospace is fully committed. We've been doing a lot to make sure that, from being a startup to being IPO ready, there are plenty of things that you have to unlearn and then learn as well, which quite frankly has been an amazing learning experience for me as a founder. And at the same time, it has also been a huge transformation experience for our team members as well. It's no more garage oriented startup plans. It's more about how to dress up in suits and be very presentable in terms of your numbers and your business plans and your forecasting, because a lot of accountability and fiduciary responsibility to our investors will be of primary importance.
Absolutely. So lots of big plans there, but Agnishwar, we're completely out of time. Thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Well, on that note,